here. What's going on? Okay, that's okay. Just checking to see if people are still on. So anyway, interesting move by Netflix. Zuckerberg is defending actions on virus misinformation. This is an article over on the BBC. And a lot of people are not happy about everything that's been going on Facebook, obviously. Zuckerberg just told the BBC that it had and would remove any content likely to result in immediate and imminent harm to users. Well, they've done a lot more than that. They've removed a lot more content. He says, even if something isn't going to lead to imminent physical harm, we don't want misinformation to be the content that is going viral. Facebook recently removed content from former broadcaster and conspiracy theorist David Icke. And he was the one that was promoting the 5G stuff. He says it's an arms race against the disinformation campaigns and people putting stuff out. And he's also saying they're putting up warning labels. Again, they have become, what do we want to call them? There's a word for this, isn't there? It's not censorship, but they are the ones saying, we are watching what you are reading, and we do not believe this is safe for you. So some people agree with this and some people don't. I think it just gives people pause to think about Facebook and their over-dominance and controlling information that you look at. And it concerns me greatly. Because what if somebody's right on something they're talking about? What if? T-Mobile's free mobile service for first responders is now available. And this isn't because of COVID-19. This is because in order to get their deal together with Sprint, they had to agree to give 10 years of service to first responders. Free. First responders get 10 years of free service on T-Mobile. How about that? So agencies will have to contact T-Mobile. And I guess, let me see who's this limited to. It's called Connecting Heroes. Members of state and local public and nonprofit law enforcement, fire, and EMS agencies. So I guess that's agencies, not the individuals themselves. Okay. The offer free service includes unlimited talk, text, and 4G, 5G data as part of the set of promises the company made to help convince regulators to approve the merger. And now with the merger successfully completed, T-Mobile is making good on that promise. He claimed, the CEO claimed that T-Mobile will follow through on its other pledges as well. And he took shot at AT&T and Warner Media for raising their prices after their combination. And so the Connecting Heroes plan is part of T-Mobile's Promise Goodwill initiatives. Also included is its $15 per month Connect Wireless plan with unlimited talk, text, and 2 gigabytes of data for half the company's $30 essential plan. So I thought some stuff is free. Anyway, link is up in the show notes. You can read about it if you fall in that category. Sounds like a great deal. If you have an agency like that, time to move the phones. AT&T is going to stop advertising its fake 5G service, but the 5G icons will remain on the phones. So, carriers around the world just starting to roll out 5G, but AT&T over about a year ago said, hey, we got 5G. And they really didn't. 5GE was really 4G LTE. So, in some ways. But, so AT&T is going to stop the fake advertising. We've talked about them as well. Heard about this thing, Apple Glass. This one, didn't we not learn with Google Glass? But there's a bunch of you Apple fans out there, me included. I guess if this comes out, we'll probably look at it. But there's some details about Apple's rumored augmented reality glasses. Of course, it's going to be called Apple Glass. It's going to come in $499 with a prescription lens option. The marketing name will be Apple Glass, according to this guy who has established a reliable track record for Apple product roadmap in recent months. There will be displays in both lenses that can be interacted with using gestures. The glasses rely on a paired iPhone, similar to the original Apple Watch. An early prototype featured LiDAR and wireless charging. Apple originally planned to unveil the glasses as a One More Thing surprise at its iPhone event in the fall, but restrictions on in-person gatherings could push back the announcement to March 21. Apple is targeting a late 2021 or 2022 release. Just what we need, people watching movies on both lenses as they're driving with their Apple Glass. And I'm joking. I'm sure there will not be that capability, or if there will, it'll be limited in safety features and all that stuff. But I think I got the Google Glasses in the back. Anybody wants to buy them, let me know. Maybe they're worth something now. I'll sell my Google Glass if anybody. As far as I know, they still work. Haven't been charged in a long time. Fair warning. But those of us that wear glasses, I don't like too much bulk. These glasses I wear are pretty light. I just don't think I could ever wear contacts. And maybe guys will be willing to geek out a little bit more with Apple Glass. But will the ladies? And I know Apple's going to make something beautiful, but I don't know. Here's the problem I had with the Google Glass when that was going on. People got really weirded out because they thought they're being recorded. And I would have people come up and get in my face. Are you recording me? And I would say, no, I'm not recording you. Prove it. I'd have to take the glasses off and show them. And of course, I didn't have a prescription set of Google Glasses. And it was hard for me to wear those to begin with, even with the clear lenses. So you have to get the prescription with that, which will drive the price up, I'm sure. I don't know. That's one product that Apple comes out with. Call me a little bit skeptical, just based upon my experience with Google Glass. But I'll probably be in line to buy them. Jack Dorsey has donated $5 million to Andrew Yang's universal basic income and COVID-19 relief efforts. So I guess Andrew Wang has a project called the Humanity Forward Nonprofit. And he's going to provide 20,000 microgrants of $250 through Nonprofits Direct Cash Assistance Program. So how are they going to pay those out? The money will be administered through Humanity's Forward Coronavirus Relief Fund, which while it doesn't target specifically based on coronavirus cases, provides one-time cash payments to low-income workers most likely to be affected by the virus's impact on the economy. I know my daughter was able to get a one-time payment from Buffalo Wild Wings because of her earnings level. So that's interesting here, what they're doing. So some people can get up to $1,000 monthly and so forth. So we'll see what happens with this. But link will be up in the show notes. If you have a family member that's in need, this may be a way for them to get a little extra cash. And if they're giving away money and they can apply and get it, more power to them. This next one makes me a little troublesome. Facebook is leveraging artificial intelligence to improve kids' safety in Messenger. First of all, you need to be taking care of your kids' safety when they're using apps on their phone. But in an attempt to beat back a rise in scams and other unwanted interactions during the coronavirus pandemic, Facebook today unveiled an AI-powered messenger feature that surfaced tips to help younger users spot malicious actors. The guidelines, which outline steps for blocking and ignoring people on Messenger if that becomes necessary, intended to educate users under the age of 18 about interacting with adults they don't know. If you're doing your job as a parent and some adult starts talking to your kid, the first thing they're going to do is come to me and say, Dad, some creep's talking to me on Messenger. So Facebook is now going to become babysitters for our kids. Messenger announcements follows the rollout of limits on chat users can. Okay, the Messenger announcement follows a rollout of limits on chats users can forward and a hub that spotlights pandemic resources. Both attempts to limit the spread of misinformation, blah, 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 despite Facebook's renewed campaign against false coronavirus, blah, blah, blah. So, more broadly, the FTC has documented over 20,000 instances of messaging offering bogus testing kits, unproven treatment, or predatory loans. If something comes to you in Messenger and you don't know who it is, come on. Facebook's child-friendly alternative to the main Messenger app allows parents or guardians to review the people the kids connect to. That should be just by default. And it supposedly has already, first of all, I just don't want to get too in this too much. Messenger already has special protections placed for minors that limit contact from adults they're not connected to, and we use machine learning to detect and disable the accounts of adults who are engaged in inappropriate interactions with children, said Sullivan in a statement. I get lots and lots and lots and lots of Facebook Messenger messages, and 90% of them are absolutely scam or hi. It's some bot or whatever. It's all bogus. And I just don't understand how people fall for some of this stuff. I really don't. But I understand kids may be more susceptible, but as parents, we're supposed to be watching what our kids are doing. Getting a 15-year-old to hand over the phone, though, that's our 16-year-old or 17-year-old can be painful. But until you're an adult and paying your own bills, I reserve the right to inspect a phone at my house. It just bothers me. We continue to let Facebook be our big brother. This sounds interesting. How many of you have a hard time finding something to watch in your streaming services that you've cut the cord to? Screen Hits TV's going to launch a streaming aggregator to combat subscription fatigue, and it's going to organize all your stuff. So instead of bouncing from Amazon to Netflix to Hulu to CBS to HBO, you basically tell it which services you're connected to, and it's going to give you a rundown. It's basically going to give you a TV menu so that you can find stuff. YouTube TV does a pretty good job of this when I'm using it. But of course, you're going to have to pay for this. So essentially what you're getting is a TV guide. People have no idea what I'm talking about. What's a TV guide, Don? This is a digital TV guide. It's going to cost $1.99 a month and will initially be available on Samsung Smart TVs, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple Store, and Google Chrome. So just about almost every desktop or every smart TV. And they're going to integrate with it looks like everybody. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe worth a try. Anyone gives it a try, let me know. Spotify's told their employees they can work from home until 2021. And by the way, they hadn't heard, and you're a Joe Rogan fan and you don't like Spotify, well, tough, because come this fall, Joe Rogan will be exclusively on Spotify, and it'll be the only way you'll be able to get it. So if you're a Joe Rogan fan, Joe's going to Spotify, and he got paid between $100 and $200 million for a licensing deal to take his podcast to Spotify, which will now become a show because it'll no longer be a podcast because it's not going to be available via normal podcast collection ways. You'll have to go to Spotify and have an account to listen to Joe Rogan. But Spotify has told employees they can work from home until 2021. So Spotify employs 4,400 people. 2,000 are in the United States and 1,100 of them are in Sweden. And they have offices and operations in 79 countries and territories around the world. Oh, they have 5,779 total employees, by almost 6,000. Amazon, we talked about Prime Day already, but it appears now that they're going to push Prime Day until September, and it may discount additional 5 million devices. If you don't have an Amazon device already, my God, everybody in America should have been able to get a discounted Amazon account. And whoever gave me the hearts there, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. On Facebook. Anybody on YouTube tonight? So those of you that are listening to the show right now live, thank you. Those of you that are stayed subscribed and listening via podcast, I appreciate it as well. Hey, Samsung, having a TV outside just really doesn't quite work. But if you've got one of those nice patio areas, maybe you want to, spruce it up a little bit. Samsung lets you enjoy nature with its 2000 nit outdoor QLED TV. And this view is powerful. It has a 4K resolution, and it provides 2000 nits of brightness, enough to see clearly in daylight, and an anti-glaring coating. I need an anti-glaring coat on my TV because when the sun comes up in the morning, there's only a certain angle I can see. I don't have curtains on my back windows, but I'm on the second floor. Don't worry, you can't see in. You can if you get about a half mile away. But you can buy this in 55, 65, and 75-inch models and probably prepare to really impact your wallet a lot. But those outdoor TVs are kind of cool. Wonder if it's waterproof. Google releases action book to aid people with cognitive disabilities. And this is real nice. So if you've got a family member that has cognitive disabilities, they've added a flurry of accessibility updates. And this new thing called action blocks, as shown for those of you watching right now, is basically makes big blocks available. So as an example, you'd have the phone would have a bunch of features that someone could scroll through. And as an example, call my daughter, that they could hit with a finger and not have to navigate 4 or 5 menus. So they've got some really good cognitive. They've really made this smart, and it's for people that have cognitive and motion disabilities. So they've also got something called Live Transcribe. It's more useful for those who are deaf or hard of hearing, and it's updated. The Android app can vibrate your phone when someone nearby says your name, allows custom names for places and objects, and makes it easier to search through past conversations. 7 languages are available, including Albanian, Estonian, and Punjabi. So they have something that's called Sound Amplifier as well. And so bunch of accessibility stuff here. So I always like to see the accessibility stuff being improved upon and making it people with disabilities and, vision and hearing impairments to be able to use devices more. Facebook creates a workplace rooms for professional video calls. Last thing I'm going to do is do any business calls on Facebook. There's no way. No way. We know that Messenger Rooms is already launched. We know that Google Meets is already launched. We've got Zoom. Now we've got Workplace Rooms, a virtual meeting space where users can host video calls with up to 50 people. Read the terms of service very, very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. I don't trust any of these people at this point. Fitbit's in-app study will determine if wearables can detect COVID-19. Well, that's interesting. So it could also help spot other infections before symptoms appear. I actually heard that someone has come up with they say it's going to be available in 60 days. You sync a device to your phone, and you literally cough on this platform, and it will tell you whether or not you've got COVID-19. So they say it's going to be available in 2 months. So sync to your phone, and all you got to do is cough on the device. Do you wash it off afterwards? Is it a one-time use? Who knows? But now we hear Fitbit, again, is doing this study to determine if wearables can detect COVID-19, looking at flu and similar diseases without waiting for symptoms. And if you're at least 21 years old and you live in the United States or Canada, you can volunteer by filling out a questionnaire regarding your health, such as whether you had COVID-19. Fitbit will combine that activity data and see if there are any telltale clues, and ideally build in a logo that alerts people before they infect others. So once again, we have apps that are going to be tracking what we do, where we are, our activities, our temperature, everything else. NVIDIA, I'm a big fan of NVIDIA video cards. NVIDIA reported revenue up 39% from last year. I think we had kind of heard this was going up, but the company's data center business reported over $1 billion in revenue for the first time, and so they had a good quarter. Wall Street anticipated per share earnings of $1.69 on revenue of $3 billion. They did $1.80 on 3.08. So they beat market expectations. So lots of demand for computer stuff here during COVID-19. Disney Plus, do you get Disney Plus? Well, June 2020, every new movie and TV show coming this month to Disney Plus. So what are some of the things coming here? Walt and El Grupo, Tinkerbell and the Pirate Fairy, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, Tarzan 2. Whole bunch of stuff coming on June 5th. Wild Hawaii Season 1, Women of Impact Changing the World. Just goes on, a big list of stuff coming to a Disney Plus in June. If you got Disney Plus, you can see the list in the show notes. Airbnb, and I don't fully understand this from Airbnb, but Airbnb has launched more focused online activities. This time is specifically accessibility-focused online activities. People can sign up for 20 programs, including seated yoga and audio-described cardio boxing. So these 20 new line activities are, again, designed for people with accessibility needs. People can take part in activities, events, and classes designed to teach them more about accessibility, such as beginning sign language classes. So Airbnb, I haven't found what. Okay, you can rent from Airbnb hosts. Why are they doing these? Is this just part of their reach out and something that they do within the company? It just, to me, there's not this disconnect. Maybe it's just part of their way to try and be a good community steward. But they cost between $9 and $40 per person. They're not free. So it just seems odd. It's kind of a disconnect there for me. I don't get it. I've seen articles on them doing this before, and I've always remained confused. If someone knows why they do this, let me know. I'd like to really kind of understand it. Hey, if you're checking out on Facebook, make sure you say hi if you haven't done so already. Definitely appreciate when you do. Twitter is testing new conversation settings. Twitter announced that these new conversation settings give the person who posts a tweet more control over who can reply to it. Individual users will have the ability to choose who can reply to the tweets and who can join that conversation. Are you really going to pick, I've got, 7,000 Twitter followers. Am I going to pick 10 people that can reply to my tweets? It just seems a little odd. I guess they're trying to promote people setting up groups. But they think this is going to help spread the limit of garbage posted by trollbots. Okay, anyway, this is an article that Jen wrote over on Geek News Central. Link will be up for that. Expedia, as you would expect, revenues fell 15% as travel is decimated by coronavirus pandemic. I'm surprised it's only 15%. It's got to be even worse. You would think that the numbers would be much, much worse. Do you have a Home Chef subscription? Well, Home Chef confirms data breach after customer info reportedly sold on the dark web. Hackers were reporting up to 8 million user records. Lovely. So it included names, email addresses, phone numbers, and the last 4 digits of credit card numbers. The company sent encrypted passwords as well as account details like frequency of deliveries and mailing address may have also been compromised. Wow. So if you're on Home Chef, once again, your data is probably out there in the wild. It's like a breach a week. That's always my biggest worry, too. Everyone's going to get hit at some point. You have kids buying some games maybe they shouldn't be buying. Dad won't notice or mom won't notice. If you want to know how to refund PC games on Steam, Epic Games, and GOG, I got a great article for you. And sometimes maybe a game isn't what you thought it would be, but you can, for 14 days, in often cases, get a refund. So if you notice a hit to the credit card, maybe the kid bought something or you bought something, you weren't happy with it, this link will tell you how to refund your PC games on Steam, Epic Games, and GOG. I think my son gets stuff on Steam from time to time. He's gotten the habit now of, fortunately, calling me and asking me if he wants something, which doesn't happen too often, and he doesn't abuse it, so I'm happy to hook him up. Google has inked a deal with the Defense Department to help respond to cyber threats. The contract is for 7 figures, Google says. Doesn't say how many years. It's through the Defense Innovation Unit, a group within the Pentagon that scales commercial technology through the entire department. Axios earlier reported the news. The deal comes despite blowback from other work Google has done with the military. 2 years ago, workers at the search giant protested Google's contract with the Pentagon for Project Maven. Well, that was an initiative that used artificial intelligence to improve analysis of drone footage, and we talked about that here. Google had said as well that they had dropped out of the bidding for the Joint Enterprise Defense Initiative JEDI, $10 billion cloud computing deal for the Pentagon. So Google getting back in the business. That government money is really hard to resist. All right, you PlayStation 4 user? Well, Android Central has the best PlayStation 4 accessories in 2020, or at least according to them. If you guys review these articles and you say, I've got that piece of gear and it's a piece of junk, well, let me know. I'd really like to hear, because, sometimes I get real suspicious on some of these articles. And, we're getting relatively close to Father's Day. So you start seeing this stuff coming up that fathers would probably want more than the ladies. And oftentimes I've gotten pitched stuff from Geek News Central. Are you going to do any Father's Day articles? Would you like to do a gaming roundup? Well, no, I don't want to do a gaming roundup, especially if you're providing me the written text. I don't need a free article to trick my users into thinking I'm endorsing something. So if you see stuff on these articles and you don't quite agree, always send me feedback. Same thing with this. Best Chromebooks of 2020. So another list from Android Central of the best Chromebooks, best big screen, great for students, and a rundown of that. And I trust more one of these types of articles about Chromebooks than I would going back and looking at PlayStation accessories, because that's the kind of stuff that always makes me quite suspicious. Now, you're probably some of you are working from home on your home computer. Did you know that in Chrome you can have a couple of profiles, so you don't have to intermix your home profile with your work profile? Did you know you could do that? If you didn't, this is a great way to kind of clean that up, so you don't have a whole bunch of work stuff interacting with stuff that's personal. So link will be up in the show notes on that, on how to take care of that. And finally, the FTC tells service providers cut off the COVID-19 scam robocalls. Otherwise, companies will face serious consequences. They haven't been able to stop robocalls to begin with. The FCC and FTC on Wednesday demanded gateway providers cut off traffic with COVID-19 related international scammers or face serious consequences. The scam robocall campaigns included false service refunds related to COVID-19 and fake calls about Social Security accounts being suspended during the pandemic. I got one of those today. It was an 808 number. I said, that name looks familiar. I answered it, and it was exactly that. It was a scam fake call about Social Security accounts being suspended. And I listened to it and I laughed for about 15 seconds and I hung up on it. And so the FCC wants this done within the next 48 hours. Well, when was this written? Let me look at it. Yesterday? Well, they didn't get her done yet, because I got a call today. And with that, that's going to bring me to the end of the show. But I got some comments. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Let me see here. Got to make sure. GNC comments. Got an email from Sam. Hey, Todd, another show recommendation. I've not seen this, but my friend recommended it to me. I heard you mention Upload, so I asked him if he'd seen it and recommended, and he recommended Tales from the Loop. So thanks for those two, Sam. I do appreciate it. I hope you're doing well in Albuquerque, and wish I was there to get a Frontier burrito. Got an email from one of our listeners, a longtime listener. He said, hey, Todd, I was watching episode 1447 where you asked for longtime listeners to let you know we are still here. I've been listening since low to mid double digits. I have found your recent rants in 1445, 1446 too much and took the step of unsubscribe as an unsider. I meager $2 or $2.93 in Canadian funds, but likely sign up again next month as long as you don't piss me off too much. Well, thanks so much. Did I piss you off today, Ron? I hope I didn't. And I did ask Ron. I said, what specifically pissed you off? And so I'll read it if you send it, Ron. Don't worry. But if you do like my rants, Please become an insider. $2, $5, $10, $15, $20, or $25. That is definitely. And I do appreciate the recent donations too. The one-time donations, those always help out. And you can start for as low as 6.7 cents a day, or in Ron's case, $2.93 is about a dime a day in Canada to support the show. And Ron, it's okay, but hey, we can't always agree to everything, right? And unfortunately, stuff has gotten very politicized here. And I think a lot of it depends on what TV channels people are watching. So how's everybody doing? Doing okay? Are you okay here in the week? Can you believe we're at the end of week 10 of this insanity? At least I get to come to the office and hang out all day and work. And then I go home and it's like, I get home, it's like 8, 9. Tonight it'll be probably 9:30 before I get to the house, and I 2 hours screwing around, and then I fall into bed and the alarm goes off and I'm like, my God, it's just Groundhog Day again. It's just no breakup of the monotony that's going on, and being just insanely busy. So I guess that's I be honest with you, the time is just, at this point, it's just kind of, as I had said a couple of times, winter's coming. And based on the weather here in Michigan in late May, I'm like, come on, summer. Come on, turn on the heat. Please turn on. It could be August. I'm going to complain about the humidity, but, can't be. Here's one thing you got to learn about me. I spent 25 years as a sailor. A bitchin' sailor's a happy sailor. So this is just, this is part of my, DNA. Some habits die hard. Some habits die harder than others. But anyway, thanks. And we're going to, I started off the show in kind of this ornery mood. And I ended the show today and I'm actually not feeling too bad. So I guess I walked my aggression through. I hope I didn't make you angry. Had my say, made myself feel better. That's part of it, right? We're not talking to anybody. We're not having human-to-human conversations. You're talking to your significant other, or you're talking to your kids, or maybe you're talking to a coworker. So we're all having this small group. We have no one else to talk to. I have you to talk to. You guys can talk back. geeknews@gmail.com. Talk back. Send me an audio file. Complain to me. And then I'll have fun responding to it. And but we're all family here. So all right. So no show on Monday. You don't have to worry about getting angry with me until next Thursday. And then we'll have shows 1450. I'm looking at the calendar. It's May. So let's see here. That would mean we're 48, 8, 6. So that's June, July, August, September, October. We may not make show 1500 until sometime in November, unless I do some catch-up shows. It would be nice to be able to hit 1500 on the 16-year anniversary, but I just don't think it's going to be possible. There's too many holidays and stuff in between, stuff going on. So it is what it is. But everyone, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time here on the Geekness Center podcast. Be safe out there. Take care. And if you get a chance, go shopping, go eat, get out, wear your mask, do whatever you have to do to protect yourself. And let's get this thing, well, just be safe. It's with us for a while, but be safe. Everyone take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.